everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ideally, though.
Ideally, though.
If this is your first time joining us, I'm your host, Erica, and with me is my hubby, my bestie, my butterby squad.
Yeah. What up?
It's a young one's birthday coming up.
Yeah.
I'm big unk, you heard? I'm big unk. But yeah, if you're listening on Sunday, it's my birthday. So,
Happy
happy birthday to me.
birthday!
I love my birthday. Oh my gosh. I
Yes.
love being born in June. I love being born right before the 4th of July. Like I'm right by a holiday. Who can
Yeah.
say that? I mean, a lot of people, I guess.
I guess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, but
But I'm just always been somebody who loved my birthday. I just think it's because my parents always. I'm not saying it's a crazy big deal, but like you like felt when it was your birthday.
I've never been this big on my own birthday, really ever personally.
I'll be wondering. I'll be like, who hurt you? And I feel like I've said this before, but I always wonder. It's mostly guys who are like, it's just another day,
Yeah, dude.
but it's like your day. Like,
But now I have a different mind about it. It took me a few years, but
mhm.
I have a different mindset. I appreciate my birthday a little more. I'm still not like you, where it's like the week of my birthday is my birthday week, and it will be my birthday week. Like,
Mhm.
it's just sometimes you go a little hard. So
Like I was buying myself flowers like all month. Like you don't have to wait for people to buy you flowers. You buy your own flowers. But also because my daughter also her birthday's in the month of
Yes, yes,
of June too. So it
yes.
was kind of like a 2 for 1. Um, are you someone who like would work on your birthday?
hmm
Like who does
Didn't
that?
take nothing off. I have had like coworkers bring cakes and
Oh,
things
that's
and shit
cool.
like that. So that's
Yeah.
that's always been cool or whatever, right? But uh yeah, my birthday's always been like, yeah, it's a day. But my birthday always falls on a weekday normally.
Well, yeah, I was born on a Thursday,
Yeah. My shit
which is cute.
my shit's usually about Wednesdays or Thursdays or sometimes like Fridays, something like that. Usually.
Your birthday
Uh
is on you were born on Thursday too because our days always fall on the same
so
days.
there you go. Well,
Like
see.
Thursday's a sexy day because you have to. What did Ava say on Ab Elementary? You could go on Thursdays and you have to live with what you did the next day.
You have to live with what you
Okay,
did.
Thursday is a sexy day, and I always knew I really liked Thursday, and I didn't really know until I got older when I looked at my birth
I mean,
certificate,
that's fair.
and I was like, "Ooh, that's the reason why I love a good little Thursday
It's
before
just
Friday."
again another day. Like again, yeah, just another day.
Why? No, I need to feel it. Like I need to feel it coming.
Yeah,
I need people around me to make me feel like
yeah,
your birthday's coming. It's a holiday. Like
yeah.
what where's parade?
You do enough of that. You do enough. So I mean, it's enough for
I'm
everybody.
not modest. Like I'm not gonna
I'm
be
not
like,
asking you to be.
oh, don't give me a gift. Like if you want to give me, great. I love it. You want to give me money? I'm gonna leave the cash app in the description. That's me. Like I'm like, yes, I've blessed you. Bless
Yeah, bless
me.
me.
And it is wild for me to feel this way because I'm the oldest of seven. So you
uh,
have to feel like, and growing up, it was five of us. And so my brother and sisters, they came like later.
yeah.
But like five kids in the house, you don't ever really feel special.
Uh
But
huh.
there was a way that our parents made us feel special. So that was the thing. My dad was like really big with like making like breakfast, like birthday pancakes. So you have the big ass pancakes. Um, my dad always had great gifts. He always gave really great like birthday gifts.
Mm.
So if I've got like DVD players when they first came out, like nice like TVs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the best! I turned 16. My dad got me like my dad and my stepmom got me Scream tour concerts, and I was in second row.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was really good.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
so I'm always to enjoy my birthday. Even my uncle, I would say my uncle's like my older brother. Like he's the older brother I never had,
Yeah.
and like his like my aunts and uncles will have to share my uncle Robert with me because like
Yeah.
that's my brother. I don't care what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
But I remember I think my 13th birthday, like it was a Saturday too.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, okay, I'm so excited because we went to church on Saturdays and it was like a kids' church. So it was like, oh, I know it's gonna be special because we always did birthdays for whoever was born in that particular month.
Mm.
We always did birthdays at the end of the month. And of course, I was the last Saturday. So I was like, oh, we having a birthday party for me, not for any of you hoes, but for me. And God we trust. And I woke up and my uncle, like, cause he lived with us at the time, he had got me like this big ass, like, remember Hallmark had those big old
They
cards?
still do.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
got me a big old card, and he got me the Ashanti CD because Ashanti's debut album came out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so her first album came
That's
out.
sweet.
And then later that night, he took me to go see Joanna Man because Joanna Man had just came out.
Okay.
So we went to see.
Okay.
So it was just like a whole day. Like that was a really good day.
I like that.
Um,
That's sweet.
yeah,
I mean, I guess my parents are pretty good with birthday parties, birthday presents, and gifts
hmm
and things. That I've always got like video games and shit like that. So I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. Like with a
yeah,
teenage boy, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
Dinners were the more prominent thing. And birthdays that were we had our birthdays celebrated. We had like cakes and things of that
yeah,
nature, and we had small, very small parties, very very small, intimate setting stuff. Wasn't anything big and extravagant. I've
hmm
had a few,
yeah.
but like those were few and far between. Gifts and things were the cool stuff started to come in. You know, I remember um my dad in particular coming back from he didn't go to GameStop to find games because he has no idea what
What
video
games?
games are
What a
and shit
stuff
like that.
game.
What is all this? Right? So he just had ended up going to one of the uh
Like risky.
discount malls or swap meets or some shit. But he came back with a stack of PS2 games,
Damn.
stuff we had didn't have, and I was really surprised. I mean, a lot of it was
Like I just picked them out.
just yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know when you can like you have something, but you might find it and you'd be like a sticker on it. You'd be like, oh, this came from like a rental store or something.
Yeah, like Blockbuster
Yeah,
that didn't get turned in back in. Yeah.
yeah, it was a few of those. So, but I do remember like a few of those things. Dinners though were as popping because we would normally go out and get our meals comped because my
Yeah, see,
dad worked
that
for
was
all the casinos and
yeah,
shit.
that's
So
the cool thing. We didn't do like a lot of dinners.
yeah, yeah,
My dad's mom making something, my mom, or like they're ordering or something like that.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like
yeah,
you had it cool because they worked on the strip. Like
yeah.
your dad worked on the strip, so I'm like, dang, like I bet you dinners were
Yeah, him being
like
an
popping.
executive on the strip, we got the chance to just go to restaurants and all this other stuff for our
Yeah.
birthdays and shit. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I remember your sister saying like you guys didn't have a lot of birthday parties, so like she would do birthday parties for her kids and still does like every year. And I
Yeah,
just
she
don't
goes heavy and
I
hard.
just can't do it. I applaud those parents who are like kid parents
Yeah,
because if you know, you know. Like not all parents are like kids and like to be around kids for a long amount of time. Like I look at these parents like y'all are nuts, not me. Like you know me, I can only really be around people for like 3 hours and I'm ready to go.
people.
Yeah, and kids. So like when our son had his birthday last year, it was like, oh god damn, I got to do a damn birthday party. I'm so upset with myself because he had not had a party in a couple years. So it was like,
Yeah,
let's get him a party. He's
yeah,
older now. He has friends to invite,
yeah,
and I'm having anxiety because I'm like, oh, are people gonna come? You know, like that. And
yeah.
then I'm like, I don't want to run around for kids. Where the parents at? Like I'm not here
Oh,
for.
I ended up doing all
Yeah, and I
that.
went to go get me a drink at the bar. I was like, listen, I don't know who y'all think I am, who
Yeah,
parents y'all think I am,
yeah.
but I'm not doing that. But yeah, I applaud those parents who always got kids at their house and always, not me.
I've never been the type. We did like yeah, like you said, my sister was right. We didn't have parties and things of that nature, but when we do have things for ourselves, like for our kids and stuff, that's just awesome. It's fun
It
whenever we
is.
plan it. And that's dope. I I still feel technically the same about my birthday, but I'm a lot more appreciative of the moment of my birthday because of you guys. So
As you got older, where you just like, oh, it's just another day. I'm not gonna do much. I'm just gonna
I was
get a
like that when I was
pizza
young.
and just
Period.
like.
I was young like that when I was young. Period. I didn't
I
care
feel like
about
there's something that makes you
any
like
of.
that, you know,
I
in a
liked
sense.
money a lot at that point in
Mm.
time. That just fed the attitude of us like, what are you gonna do? Like you could pay blow money on dinner and stuff, or just go make money. Like you know what I'm saying?
I guess that's what it depends on the household, right? Because
Yeah.
like with my living in my household before I left the house,
Hmm.
I didn't feel the need to have to make money,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
just kind of wanted something extra to do. I was like, I guess I'm getting older and I should find something and have a little extra money because like
Yeah.
your parents paying for clothes trash.
Yeah.
Like, your parents suck at buying clothes.
Facts.
I have
All
to
parents
applaud
do,
myself
right?
because I feel like I'm a hip mom in the sense of I know what to wear. Um, But yeah, most of the time, like you like that's what I would probably want to spend my money on is like better clothes. But I never felt the need to like the way I feel like this generation, or let me just say my kid wants to just work, 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 work. I'm just like, for what do you need? You don't need nothing right now.
Yeah.
Enjoy being a kid, as cliche as it is, as our parents would say.
Yeah.
Enjoy being a kid.
There
I'm
are moments
like,
where I wish I would have listened to that now.
I mean,
where I wish I would have, but then I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day,
it is what it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want to, definitely send your girl some money. You want to bless me. If you like me, you like listen to this voice every week.
Or
My
seeing his
Cash
face on the
App
weekend.
is gonna be in the description, audio wise, and on YouTube. So bless your girl. I love you guys so much. On to like our topics for today. So I think because of my birthday, and there's this aura and this spirit that surrounds my birthday,
Here we
is
go.
why people win and they get blessed. So the Oklahoma Thunders, the OKC, they won their NBA championship against the Pacers, Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was like 91-104. So they killed it. They got a championship.
Congrats.
So
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Congrats.
You're
uh,
welcome.
I noticed that nobody is really celebrating OKC other than like real true OKC fans, and there's not much buzz around the internet about them winning and things of that nature. Uh, and I've heard personally, I've heard that it's just a lackluster victory. Like it's a good young team, like
I
and
feel
they're
like it was.
very full of young players.
Hmm.
Like this is some of these people, like these kids aren't even like old enough to drink yet, and they're out there, with the
Hmm.
popping champagne bottles, like and doing the stuff. But none of them drink. Like it's not. They're like a very nascent team, and it's cool to see them win. Like yeah, congratulations, but it feels very much like a lackluster championship vibe. They
I think we're
don't
just not
feel that.
watching it the way we used to. Maybe that
That's
could
the energy behind
probably
it.
be.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of complaints over the last couple of years. Well, I won't even say couple. Since the bubble, which was during Corona,
Hmm.
right? Uh, there's been a lot of complaints of how the NBA has been changing over that time, with the number of players, the types of players, the number of players, the amount of money people are getting as far as like max contracts and things of that nature, and the fundamentals of the game of basketball changing to just like everybody's got to be a deep three shooter. It's become a lot more boring. All Star game doesn't have the same flair like it used to anymore. Like there's a lot of complaints on the sports ball side of the spectrum. So this tracks that it feels lackluster because and nobody's watching it like they're not like we used to. It's because it's not as entertaining as it used
I
to be.
think they're pushing the players way more than they used to. Like I
True.
guess you would say from what how it was like in the 70s versus in 80s to now. There's like so many more Achilles
Even 90s.
tears
Even 90s.
that's going on. One of
Yeah.
the players had like a really bad Achilles, and it
It's
hasn't.
not Halliburton,
I
was it?
forgot who it was, but we haven't seen that in like a decade, and now they're like it was like 10 this year.
Yeah.
So it's just this thing of seeing like them getting pushed way harder,
Yeah.
having to be in the Olympics, having to do so much. You're
Yeah.
not even letting your body rest.
Yeah. That's what caused the downfall of the Bulls in the 2010s.
Mm.
Was a lot of Tom Thibodeau running Derrick Rose and not giving him enough rest and watching niggas like Achilles just blow, MCLs
Jeez.
blow, and and shit like that. So, and we have seen a dramatic increase on these types of injuries and shit, like you did
Hmm.
say. So, it's 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 time to reevaluate the game, reevaluate what they're doing as far as budgets across the board and teams across the board, drafts and shit, and maybe come back with a different style. And because yeah, it's missing the fire and shit that it used to
Yeah.
have, and the injuries alone, you're making it more of a too safe of a game without it being a safe game. In all honesty, I want to see more people driving to the bucket than I do outside just making a bucket.
You haven't even watched no damn games in a
But
while.
but it became boring after LeBron and Steph and the Splash Brothers and shit. I mean, I was in the heat of that during my old 2K game days,
Hmm.
and it became monotonous. Like it became boring. Everybody's doing that, so like
I felt like you stopped watching because the Bulls were sucking at the time,
No,
and
no,
you
no, no.
and you seem like you one of those fans who you ain't gonna ride with your team if they sucking.
Never denounced my team if or changed the team I've liked ever. So no, it was a matter of it becoming more and less monotonous. I know that for a fact. Nobody wanted to watch it anymore, and not a lot of people are watching the NBA anymore. You can even look that shit up.
I mean, I
These
mean,
complaints that
I've
I've been
been to a
talking
couple
about,
games and I watched all last year,
that's
so
cool. I mean, I'm not saying nobody is watching it.
that's
That is
true.
not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they are not getting numbers that they used to have prior Corona. Once Corona came in, they started making all these weird decisions and doing all this stuff for the last 4 to 5 years.
Mhm.
It's not been the greatest of return on investment.
Well, we're supposed to have a draft soon, so we'll see.
Mm.
Cardi B, she has her new album. She just announced it a couple days ago. Am I the Drama? That's gonna be
Yes, that's
coming out on
right.
September 19th.
Mm-hmm.
We've been saying like, oh, we need a new Cardi album. It's coming. Her single Outside, that shit fire as fuck. I'm ready to see. I just know Offset is somewhere punching the sky.
I have thoughts. I have thoughts.
On what?
Oh, I have thoughts.
Thoughts on what? Here you
So,
go.
I it's a 19 track album.
19.
19 track album.
Okay, we'll have to see. That's a lot.
They added WAP and what's the other feature or what other single she had not too like a couple of years ago.
Jeez Louises.
Yeah, they're adding that WAP and another one that she had onto the track. Those are
Mhm.
apparently the last two songs. So she's already technically sold 1 million of the album.
I know that's right.
I think it's bullshit, and
Mm.
I don't like that. I think that's trash of a rollout.
Is that how you can do that? Like if you have a
I don't think this. I
single,
don't think any of this is Cardi's decision. I don't think Cardi wants this album out. I don't think so at all.
it's a
She's
perfect time to bring
she's
an album out.
made posts like or a post like a couple of months back, basically saying like when she dropped um the outside song, but like
Mhm.
she didn't want that song out. It
I
what
oh my god, I
apparently
loved it.
wasn't ready, and it still isn't ready. I mean, but at the same time, she didn't want it out, and then she had to make an apology video to her like studio saying like I was acting like a brat and all this other bullshit, right? Uh it doesn't this feels rushed. It feels like they're trying to capitalize.
Rushed.
Yes. No, I'm
It's
not saying the song, just listen to me.
the album feels
I
rushed.
think the no, not okay, look, she can work on the album. This is again has aside from Cardi. Everything I'm saying, I just said it has nothing to do with Cardi. I don't think she wants this. So she's outside of this bubble right now. The
Mm-hmm.
bubble we're currently in is Atlantic Records, where a lot of artists go to fucking die. They go there and their
You guys like
careers
that's bad boys.
go to die. Basically at this point. Um and since she is premiere and she's been able to keep like, capital and eyes and people talk and her name and people's talking about her, right? Over the last 7, 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
because that's been the break, right? So she's been able to do that. She's made Atlantic Records a lot of money just off of Persona. I think Cardi is in a terrible 360 deal wherein they get a piece of everything she does. She hasn't had to put out an album, right? She hasn't had to because she's been making all the money with personality shit and
Like
pop
her
ups and
alcohol, like
doing
her whip.
all
Yeah.
those ventures.
So you don't have to
And
owe them
they
money.
get a piece.
Do they get a piece of that?
360 means I get a piece of everything.
Oh no, you can't do that.
So
You
I,
know
I
me.
don't think, I do not think that she wanted this out this early. I think it was somewhat ready, and I think she was supposed to drop this year. Do I think it was supposed to drop now? Not at all. I think they're trying to, run on the steam of her and Offset's divorce and
Oh yeah,
breakup,
absolutely.
and doing all this stuff with whatever that dude's name is. No, no disrespect. I just honestly don't know the dude's
Yeah.
name. Um, I think they're trying to ride that out to just try to drive eyes to the album. I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to put more pressure. It's putting more pressure on Cardi, and I think Atlantic isn't taking heed or thinking about her in any of this. They're just trying to push Cardi out.
Hmm.
Atlantic has
We've been
isn't
waiting,
really a
so
good out label whatsoever. None of them are.
I
But
think with the female artists, they've been taking so long. I was like, well, come on, okay, Cardi, let's do this. Because, when we wait on people like like Rihanna and stuff. We're like, yeah, we ain't gonna never get that.
Yeah.
And I understand about taking your time, but when you say it's not ready, I'm like, then when the fuck is it gonna be ready? Like, goddamn, were you not in the studio for the last couple years? Like,
Right.
then we should be good.
Right.
I'm just saying, I don't understand how this is not ready.
I don't think this is, again, when I say not ready, I don't think Cardi's ready. I
She
don't
got
think
to see in no
she's
time like the
ready.
presents.
Because she's got a lot. She's got a lot to live up to, right? A lot to live up to with her, because her first album did crazy,
She
right?
did
But taking that massive break, that massive
with all the
hiatus
kids.
from music with all the kids and stuff like that, and basically making the bag as now a media personality or internet personality in that way. She's making that bag with all of her stuff, using a lot of the internet to do it. Cool, because it's definitely not music. She's not releasing albums or bodies of work. She's not making the bag from the music. The 360 deal, you got to make it back somewhere. She's making it from other
How
places.
is it like this with the women, but when the men take forever for the album, it's like, oh yes, this when a masterpiece is coming.
No, I'm not saying that that's the case. Because there's a ton of artists like what's his face that dropped earlier this year, that where the album made noise for about 2.5 weeks, and it hasn't made real true noise since.
Who?
Cardi, Playboy Cardi.
Oh gosh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, his album was years apart, and it did barely anything.
I don't think I just feel like she's always like Cardi is so like always she's always popping. That I think is gonna do great.
That's
That first single is just
I don't
great.
need you to make the music, just keep being popping. And I
She
think
is.
I think there's been enough people to like, hey, where is the music? You do owe us albums
And here it
because of this
comes.
contract. Here it comes. Why did it come so late?
Who
Life
cares? Worry
stuff.
about it. Y'all know exactly why it took
It's
this
deeper
long.
than
I've
that.
been getting cheated on, and I've been popping out babies. We already know what it is. You got to get this album, like it, and that's
And
what it's
we
gonna
don't care. We
be.
need the numbers to go up.
It will.
You know,
Believe in me.
I
With
believe in
all
her.
that you do.
I believe in her. I don't think it
Do
was
you?
Cardi's idea. Yes, I don't think I'm on her side in this. I know you like to put a negative connotation on a lot of things that I say, but like with her in particular, she's outside of any of these decisions to make this album.
I mean,
She
yeah.
can pick and
Sometimes.
make all her songs and do all this stuff and
Mhm.
make the tracks and A&R all she wants. What they are telling her to do is this stuff. They are leeching off of her. She didn't need to put out an album if she didn't want to. I feel like this wasn't the time, and I feel like we're
When
gonna
is it gonna be
probably
time?
hear it whenever she should have been ready.
So if she come out tomorrow and say yes, I was ready.
Then I'm wrong, and I'm okay
yeah.
with being wrong. I've been said that, and I've said I was wrong plenty of times on camera. But like,
Well, because is it just based off of her saying what she said prior and then kind of
yes,
apologizing?
2 months ago, she said she did not want the song out. Prior to that, said she wasn't ready, and she was having fears about her album in a live like a year or so ago. She's already made inclinations about the way she feels about music as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
She's lost Party as her writer, and he wrote a lot of the joints on her last shit and most of her singles. Same thing with Meg Thee Stallion, right?
Do you think she write her? Did she write anything?
Cardi doesn't write, or at least she wasn't writing before. I can't say she writes now.
Yeah.
She might write a little bit, but like in collaboration with somebody.
Okay.
I think there's that, because she definitely doesn't. You did not write her own stuff back then at all. Partisan Fontaine wrote her stuff. So like, there's a lot of pressure being put on Cardi in expectation that we're gonna get that same amount of vigor like we got the last album. I don't want that type of pressure on her. Atlantic's putting that type of pressure on her.
I think she'd be fine because she's been doing features too, which makes me she's staying relevant because we're like, oh, you're on so many people's features, like you're Glorilla and shit, and Meg Thee Stallion. So I'm like, she's gonna be fine,
Yeah.
and that's very smart of her to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm not worried about the album. I'm
To,
like, oh no, she still got it.
I listen to a lot of music podcasts. Nothing has rang off as much since WAP, for instance. And that was a few years back. So if you look at like the movement you had as far as music, features or not, has gone off.
I always thought that was Meg Thee Stallion's song.
But but it's on this album.
Oh well,
that's what I'm saying. That WAP and another one or whatever is like another single from years ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't
is
put
on
those
this
on
album.
But
I mean,
that's, it don't have to be 19.
That's also because Atlantic
17.
doesn't believe in Cardi's album because she hasn't put music out in a long time. But so we're gonna tack these on,
Don't
so
do
you
it.
could.
Yeah, they shouldn't do it
They've done it plenty
because
of
it's no.
times.
I'm just saying
You
because
know?
it's dumb. How can you not? If this is the case, how can you not believe in her when she done features and they're like, I believe that that's the reason why a lot of people got all those views and
Mm-hmm.
those listens because of
Mm-hmm.
Cardi being featured on their song.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to believe in the
Cardi's got a
artist. Stop
clan,
signing people
and the
and you don't
clan will
believe
get
it.
her to a point where like the numbers are gonna look good,
Mm-hmm.
but there shouldn't be a reason why two of the songs that are more than at least at this point 3 to 4
If
years
it's more
old
than 6 months to me, then I don't put it on there or
on
a
the it's
year or
and it's not
whatever.
a bonus track, it's a part of the album. Her album should have been only 17 tracks.
How do people know this? Like, how would you know? It could literally come out and say bonus. Where do people get this information from?
She ended up, I think, confirming that they're putting those on
When?
the track. Or it's her label mate or something like that. Somebody
Okay, I
on the
always wonder
label
how this
side
is even
put that
able if we
information
can't.
out.
Nobody can see this. Like,
Yeah. The only reason
okay,
why I'm hearing it is because I listen to a lot of music
okay, because
podcasts.
I'm just like,
So,
dang,
or
how
I'm
do they
saying
be knowing this information prior? Like TMZ, hip hop looking
I
ass.
listen to a lot of music podcasts. Yeah.
Well, speaking of another artist,
No, no, okay.
oh no, you don't know if
Okay.
it's good or bad.
Everything just sounds because I mean
No, I ain't never got
music
no good news. I
music
felt like
industry
Cardi's.
news is never really good
I
news
thought
anymore.
telling you Cardi album was good news, and then you done twisted it on me.
I hope
Happy
it's
birthday to
good.
me. You know what? It's not gonna be good. That's why we yin and yang. You need both of us because I'm not gonna be always agreeing with your
You don't
ass.
have to agree with me.
I don't ever
I
agree with
want
you.
her to do good.
I do
I
too.
just don't think it's her choice in the matter.
I think in hip hop you're a pessimist because
Probably.
you've been a hip hop historian all your life,
Yeah,
so you didn't see the good, the bad, and the ugly.
that is possibly true. I'm okay with accepting that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your next favorite artist, DDG. So him and
Yeah.
Holly.
More bad news.
Not so bad news. Okay, so this week, DDG and Holly went to court for their proceedings when it came to their restraining orders
Oh, okay.
against each other. DDG did ask the judge if he could have supervised visitations in Italy while she's out there filming her movie,
Mm.
and he wants his mom to be the supervisor. And Holly's attorneys objected, like, mm oh no, we're okay with the supervisor visitation, but we don't want the mama because she uh she she agrees with your bad habits. She
Enables
enables
you.
she
Okay,
enables you.
gotcha, gotcha.
We want third party that is not attached to either party
Mm.
to be supervisor.
Okay, okay.
So I think the judge said that is fine, but as long as you are not posting that baby
Mm.
during the proceedings and things like that.
Okay,
So it's looking good for I feel like with Holly's team.
good.
Yeah, because I feel like that was a great
And
suggestion of like, no, not the mama, and I'm not saying nobody on my side. I'm saying
third
a
party,
court
neutral.
appointed
I
supervisor.
think that's dope.
Yeah,
And anytime a father who wants to be in a kid's life gets a chance to be with their kid and it's allowed, even through a judge or not, I think that's dope
yeah,
that he wants to be there. I think handling it this way keeps it very much separated. Very much everything should, at least in theory, should be okay. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? And especially having the courts involved. As such, the courts are involved, but having the courts involved means this should be a much more of a less stressful process for Halo overall.
yeah. I hate that we have to go through court. I'm acting like I'm part of the family. I hate that we have to go through court. But sometimes you do because you're so young in love and then things get messy, and I've been there.
Hmm.
I've
Hmm.
fucking been there where your emotions are involved and you're playing tug of war with a baby, because it's really probably not even about the baby at the end of the day. It's about on somebody's part being spiteful,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
so.
that could be definitely a
And
thing.
also, if she feels this is my thing, I don't think most times women are looking to make you out to look like you would be a danger to their kid or you need to be supervised. But there's a reason
Hmm.
for someone to have to go to these lengths and bring the court in, and she doesn't even trust the mom to supervise
Yeah,
because the mom should just shut her mouth. If she never would have kind of got online and sided and just took up for her son's bad behavior, I think that would have worked if the mom was a supervisor.
yeah,
But
probably.
you done screwed yourself and your son,
Hmm.
you know
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I don't like when the moms are biased when it comes to their son. If you I don't know how she taught her son, but you're supposed to teach your son not to put his hands on women and walk away, learn how to control your emotions when it comes to women. And that didn't happen. And for some reason, you think that that couldn't be a thing. Or when she came to you and said, "Hey, this just happened," you acted like, "Okay."
Mm.
So I mean, you just got what you should just shut your ass up. Shut thy mouth. There's something about these mamas that get on my nerves. Shut the fuck up.
Shut thy
I
mouth.
I'm just like I've dealt with like these mamas boys and these moms who just feel like they need to be in the middle of these like relationships and always got their little 2 cents.
Yeah.
And then I have to humble. I'm that type of bitch. I gotta humble. I'm a Cancer. Like I'm like quiet and stuff until I gotta pounce on your bitch ass. Like shut the fuck up, you
That's a
and your
pretty big
motherfucking
fact.
son.
That's a fact. Yeah. Yeah.
But like this could have been just more simple if the I don't know. Maybe if someone came to me about my son,
They,
they want me to try to fix this.
they're all young. The two involved, right?
Hmm.
Holly and DDG. She should have been the one who kept more of a level head. I don't know this woman. I don't
Hmm.
know much about any of them, to be honest. To be honest. But if these two young adults are going through it and they are, and you can be the medium between them because you are the grandparent or the grandmother of the baby
Hmm.
involved, like, or in between it all, rather. I feel like you should have a lot more of a maturation about you, where
Yeah.
you would exhibit in the midst of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, no, I'm middle ground. You're fucking up.
Yeah, you shouldn't
So
have
are
did that. Yeah.
you. And
You
this, that,
should
and
did
this.
this.
Yes, that.
No matter what, you shouldn't have did like
Yeah,
hold your son accountable
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because you the one who raised them.
yeah.
So when I'm coming to you, it's because you got some
And
explaining to
that
do and you
sucks.
need to put him in check.
And it sucks that, like, enabling all the stuff or trying to continuously, be biased or back him up in a way has now
Now screwed you.
limited
Yeah.
your
Now you can't
visibility
even
to your
be
and proximity to your
Nana.
granddad. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
They were supposed to go back to court a couple of days ago, so I haven't heard any updates, but I'm pretty sure maybe we'll have something to report next week,
Ah, okay,
most likely.
okay.
Did you hear about that Dominican baseball player? His name is
No,
Cattell Marte. He's
nah.
like this. He's this Dominican baseball player. He plays for the Arizona Diamondbacks. So earlier in the week, they were playing against the Chicago White Sox,
Okay.
and it was the seventh inning. He
Hmm.
was going up for bat, and he can hear like a fan, like a White Sox fan, like making comments. And we don't talk about this enough, and you wonder why, like when basketball players go in the stands and they start,
Oh yeah.
fighting and
Oh
stuff,
yeah. Yeah.
because like I'm human,
Uh huh.
right? So the fan was saying like, "Hey, I just sent your mom a text last night." And if you don't know the background, in 2017, his mom died in a car accident in the DR. So,
Owie.
yeah. So the fan is still saying stuff. And then, like, once he gets to the dugout, he's like crying. Like, I think it's more of a thing, like, he's emotional about, like, what he was saying. And also, like, I want to probably beat your ass.
Yeah.
So his manager and, like, the coach had, like, to really calm him down. You could see their arm around his neck and stuff like that. He was
Huh.
crying,
Huh.
visually crying. And they actually the fan is he can't go to, I think he's like banned
Oh,
from the
86. He
parks.
got
Yeah.
86. Okay.
I just think that fans take it too serious when it comes to like their team, if their team's losing or them being like, like a stand.
Yeah.
Like they take it too far.
Yeah.
Like these are entertainers. They're here, you're here because of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn, be respectful because I'm still human. I can hear what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you got really nice seats and you can hear people talking shit. People don't think about that. And now
Yeah.
that my son's in sports, like I'm literally have my ears perked up because I wish a motherfucker would. Okay, because because like there's already the pressure to really do well. You're on camera a lot of
Yeah.
times. You have to, you're there for your teammates, and then you got somebody heckling in the stands and saying stuff about your deceased mother.
Yeah. That's pretty fucked up.
Like what?
That is pretty fucked up.
White boy.
It just reminds me of the different instances we've seen in the NBA over the last few years. Well, Russell Westbrook has gone through a lot. he's been, whenever coming out of the locker room or going through the
Mhm.
tunnel and stuff, there's been interactions where fans have, called him all types of monkeys
Oh
and
my
other racial
gosh.
epithets and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that alone, knowing that like fans can be in close proximity and have the gall to do that shit,
Mhm.
and you're like right next to my face, and I can't do anything to
I
it.
can't do
I
anything.
can imagine and empathize with the frustration of wanting to beat the fuck out you.
But you have a brand. You like
Yeah.
it's like hand me a bat and hand me my last check.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
but yeah, you have a brand. You have a family to take care of.
Right.
And someone's let's just it's just it was like pissed me off just seeing it.
Yeah.
Like this
That
grown man is
sucks.
crying because he's like you can just tell like I like he kept looking back
You
like
can tell he's the kind of guy who gets like on Reddit and argues with people about
right.
like his team and shit. That's that
It's
that's
those
that fucking
that
fan.
first person who has to comment something negative on your
Yeah, yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
why
for sure.
are you miserable? Like what's going
Yeah,
on? It's so
go
stupid.
go do
Who
something with your life.
who raised you? Cause your mom and your daddy, it ain't right.
Who raised you is funny.
Uh, I had one last thing I wanted to talk about before I head out for my birthday. You don't know what I'm about to do. But I'm just kidding. But I had this one thing I want to talk about, and the first question I did want to ask you is, do you feel like you're a good friend?
Yes, especially to friends who have been very good to me.
What do you feel like makes you a good friend?
I think I would look out for my homies. I like when I mean truly look out, like truly. If I got it
Hmm.
with my homies who I call like my family,
Yeah,
it's theirs too. Especially if it's expendable. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Especially if it's expendable. So I mean, I tend to really truly like I like the check-ins. I want to know how my homies are doing.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to promote whatever you are doing or like big you up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, I mean, there's that those are small in like isolated or anecdotal things in the spectrum of like how much of a good friend I want to feel like I am and feel like people have been to me. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I asked that because everybody's been going crazy about this B Simone podcast with her best friend Shekinah. And the problem with this is that there's you only get the snippet, so then it just looks bad. I
Okay.
watched the whole hour and 11-minute podcast
Mm.
and today, and there were parts where I was like, okay, yeah, okay, I want to speak about this, but I was just like, we going a little too hard to me.
Oh,
To
really?
me, it was just a little too hard. Okay, so with watching it, her and her best friend just came back from the BET Awards, so you knew it was weeks ago,
Okay.
and they started talking about. She was like, "Are you think I'm a good friend?" So now I do have a problem with Shekinah saying, I was going through all this in this last past year. Like this past year, I've been going through
What did
it.
she go through, for
She
instance?
was like, my car got repossessed. I'm a single mom. I had to move back home.
Mm.
And I'm gonna be honest, I was waiting for B Simone to be like, dang, why didn't you tell me? But she was just like, Jesus.
Yeah, see that stuff? Where it's
And
like,
I was like,
my God,
right, ooh, Abraham.
won't
And
he do it to
right,
you?
I was like, okay, John the Baptist. I was like, girl, if you don't go ahead and clear this up.
Like, the ad libs aren't making
So,
things look great.
yeah, so this is my thing. So I have a few takes on this. She, in B Simone's defense of herself, she
Okay.
said, because, remember she had that podcast prior with her friend.
Right. Yeah.
She said
That's the
she
one
was
that
in
she
a,
broke up the
yeah,
podcast too, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
she said that she was in the space where she wasn't trusting, she was side-eyeing people because she didn't know people were always using her, and like
Oh.
she was giving out money, she's paying for divorces, she's giving a check left and right. When she said that, that's when she kind of was like, yeah, and I felt some type of way about that because I was struggling and you were giving out checks.
Mm.
B Simone says that I guess this is B Simone saying like, hey, I was weary of people because
What does she mean? I was weary of you?
I see. I don't. I can't. This is my thing. If you're my friend, because I'm gonna say this, I'm a low maintenance ass friend, but I'm a friend that show up.
Right. Yeah.
I don't need to talk to you every day. I'm not that girl. I
Mhm.
hate talking to people all the time. I saw somebody on, and not to like shift it, but I saw somebody on TikTok that was like, texting a Cancer is the most humbling thing because they won't text back.
They won't text back.
I don't. If I look at, I'm like, I just want to hang. I just want to turn my phone off.
Yeah.
So you got to be very interesting for me to want to go back and forth. I'm sorry, most people are not. But as a friend, I will show up and show out. But because I've been hurt in the past, I know this. So I'm looking at this in the side of I've been hurt too. So I that's why I don't get close to people. But you put a best in front of a friend, then you need to be. That's the first person you helping out.
Yeah.
She said that she kind of been hurt, and like she,
So
she's scared to really
has the best
help
friend
somebody.
hurt her in the past?
I think the other friend, to be honest, from the last podcast, that was probably one of her best
she
friends.
did call that girl. She did call that girl on that podcast her best friend.
So I think that they put that in the same kind of and this is my thing, and I don't know, but
it's not fair to that girl.
It's not fair, and I'm thinking if she's like, this is the closest person to me, they can hurt me, she'd rather give out money to people who she may not have to talk to on a regular basis, and that's where I was seeing it. It's still nasty work, because to me, if I know my friend, my family is saying, I'm going through this and this, and I'm a millionaire, okay, let me help you out. What you need? I am going to do that. So it was fucked up. Like, I'm trying to give B Simone some grace, but it was fucked up. And the reason I say grace is because of like having two best friends, and that one just, I don't know what that situation, but that one screwed you over.
Yeah.
She just fell out with what's that comedian? Freaking Wild Now. She real skinny. She always be making them faces.
Oh, I don't
Somewhere
remember.
V or I forgot.
Valentina?
No.
V?
I don't know what that girl, but she's been falling out with a couple people lately.
Okay.
But I think with that girl being her best friend on the pod, I think she was like, I'm not gonna give somebody.
On pod 2 or pod 1?
The first one.
Okay.
That I just don't want to give. I think on the Let's Try This Again, she usually has her sister on, so she don't have friends like this. I think this was like an isolated thing when she had her best friend on. But I think that's what she was saying was her excuse. Like, she's been hurt and she has a side and there's trust involved and things like that. And I know how you say it's not fair because, like, I'm my own person.
Yeah.
And
I try very hard not to allow people to, like, pay for other people's transgressions.
Yeah,
that's a huge, big thing for me. Yeah. I don't like doing that. And I don't think it's fair when people do actually apply other people's transgressions to anybody else. However, I get it, having like maybe a sprinkle of trauma, PTSD with somebody there, and you might see the incident or the same type of incident maybe occurring. I don't know, but it doesn't mean like every best friend, quote unquote, is going to like ruin you. But to watch, like, I don't think I could sit back
and watch your friend
and watch like my homeboy Oni or Bar Pima, anybody like lose their house or car,
if you know you got it,
especially if I know I got it. Oh, I would immediately try to help. Immediately do what I got to do.
I think, and I don't know. I think with the friend, this is my thing. I don't know if this is like regular behavior for B Simone, because if it is, she can't be my best friend. So you got what you got, because you're supposed to know how people roll. Some people have main character energy, and you just can't be part of that. Even B Simone said, remember you called me up and you had great news? She pulled herself out her bootstraps, and she was talking about opportunities she got. And B Simone had an attitude.
See, this is the type of shit I'm saying. Yikes. B Simone has not had a good streak of like the best stuff to come out about her over the last few years. Because I remember like a couple of years ago or a few years ago, she did that whole like, I need a man who needs to be a entrepreneur.
Yeah, he can't be a 9-to-5.
Can't be a 9-to-5. There's a lot of niggas right now with a 9-to-5 who are making a lot of money who don't have to shop at H&M, as you say.
I was like, girl, let's not bring that into the equation. Like, Bloomingdale's, I didn't know people still shop at Bloomingdale's.
Like, this is crazy.
H&M is not cheap.
No, but nor is it something you need to shit on.
Yeah.
So the fact that she sounds so tone deaf in that manner, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was watching it and I was like, oh gosh. But this is the thing, when people want to manifest things. So she seemed like she's the type like, I'm gonna get it because she got to this point. So it's a little bit, to me, a little cockiness. I don't know. I guess
arrogance.
I don't know her. So yeah, it comes off that way.
Yeah.
But if she's always act like this, shame on you for thinking she was gonna help you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. If she's exhibited this behavior before, which
Yeah,
she has kind of been like, we've seen it, But I mean, being the best friend, you let go, you let things about your friends slide. You may not even like certain things or whatever, but you let certain things slide because you can look past that. But looking past the fact that this person isn't helping you,
it's
dumb on
crazy
you.
work.
It's dumb on you.
Yeah,
That's
because
crazy.
I
That's
feel
crazy
like she
work.
was trying to make an excuse, like, God was gonna bring this. I need to go through this, but I feel like God puts people in places for you in your life to be able to assist. We're not meant to do all this by ourselves.
That's fair.
So why would you have a millionaire best friend? Why the fuck would she not help you?
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Yeah.
I can be your acquaintance, I can be your friend every now and then when you want to come into the city and go to a club, but I cannot be your best friend if I help you. I help you with your shoes. I do stuff for you, and you can't help me in this way. This is the way you would have to help me because I help you emotionally.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like, how can I really help you financially if you're a millionaire?
Yeah, I'm the
But
one
I
that
bet you I help
but I
you
also keep you
financially.
grounded. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I bet you I help you emotionally.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
there is a give and take in these
Of
relationships,
course.
and yeah, I was trying to give her a little grace in the sense like of, okay, she's been hurt. She's been hurt, but I'm like,
No
damn,
grace.
yeah,
No
like,
grace. She really does appear to be very tone deaf, and the last couple of years I feel like this is karmatic, if you will, for her to kind of get this because they have been beating her ass online about this stuff, yo.
well, I have to give her, give her a little grace when she said that, hey, because she didn't have to say this, but like, hey, I felt some type of way. Like, they hung up, she called her back
That's
because of,
commendable
yeah,
because she
because
recognized it.
you recognize that you were. She didn't want to say she was jealous. She was like,
Yeah,
I'm not jealous of you, but I was irritated. Like,
because I
but
didn't do it for you, type shit.
that's what she said. Because,
Yeah,
but you ain't. You could have said something, and somebody could have.
yeah.
What are you waiting
You
for?
have the ability to, in certain rooms, to snap your fingers and get something done. You could be able to do that for me. Why not do that shit for me?
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
this is my thing. I don't know. I can't say 100% I'm the best friend because I don't really have friends anymore.
Mm,
I have trust issues with people,
yeah.
so I can see that a little bit. But I know what heart I have. People can call me a bitch all day and stuff like that, and oh, you kind of stay to yourself. That's me. Again, I'm a Cancer. I don't really like to be around a lot of people I don't trust. I'm always side eyeing people. But I will
Always.
show up for you when you need me.
That
So you'll be
that
like,
that is fair.
"Whoa, you did that for me?" Yeah, because you needed me to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm also not somebody who gonna keep on getting used. I ain't no damn ATM. So that's why I think that's why people don't really want to ask me for things. Is because they don't want to be able because they want to be able to continuously go back. And I'm not that girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help you, but I'm also gonna remind you I gotta take care of people
Yeah.
the same way you got to. And
Yeah.
I'm not your direct deposit.
Yeah.
So,
B Simone doesn't seem like the greatest of friends. I
oh
don't think
god, I
I'd
don't
pick
think
her
she
out.
really is.
She would probably be the last kid in the line if I was making my team. Like you captain, I'm captain. I pick you, you, and you.
Yeah, because like she's
You
kind of
know.
going in this. She's in the season of being like in her Christian era, and I'm like, please, you
I
guys,
think all that's a front.
yeah, please don't like put her at the front of the Christianity,
I think
please.
all that's a front. I
I
think
don't know if it's, I don't
I
know.
think when you get your ass kicked for a while and niggas truly don't think you're funny, people put you out online about you being like stealing jokes and shit.
Oh
Because she had
shit.
a few things uh during the shortly after the pandemic where like it turned out like she was like reusing somebody else's jokes and just like
Oh
formatting them a
shit.
certain way. So like she's been a person that can put up a front or con woman in certain ways. In
Can I
certain ways.
can I ask
So,
about this whole stealing a joke thing? Because
oh
I
sure.
saw Damon Wayans go on Shannon Sharp and talk about, well, people steal jokes. Like Robin Williams would steal people's jokes.
Hmm.
Now, like given he would have a pocketbook, like his manager would be with a pocketbook, like ready to write a check. Though I don't know. It's just like, why we never said nothing about the late great Robin Williams? But
If he's paying to take your joke, that's no longer your joke,
I
and
guess
you
so.
sold it off. That's totally
He
fine.
wouldn't even want to go. I'm not going up because I'm waiting after
That's
Robin
totally
Williams
fine. But if
because
you're doing like Carlos Mencia type shit, or if you're doing, what's that one dude's name that just got caught recently? Oh, I can't remember this fucking dude's name. But if you're doing shit where like you're literally jocking somebody's actual shit or going back and recycling somebody else's joke from a few years back because you don't think anybody heard it. You know what I mean? Something like
Yeah.
that. You're trash in the comedy world. You're trash. It's like niggas writing your bars for you in a rap battle. You don't do that. You don't do that.
Well, shit, if you can execute it. That's how I look at it. Shit, somebody want me to be a rapper?
Mm-mm,
I got it.
mm-mm.
I ain't gonna write my own shit, and I don't care.
I
You know,
mean,
Nicki Minaj ain't gonna be trying to crash out on me just because I don't write my shit, bitch. But I'm executing it, and you're mad. Talk that to you. Is there any last words of wisdom you want to give before we head out for my birthday weekend?
I'm gonna say stop killing games. If you know, you know. And pirate software, not cool, dude. Not cool. All right, that's
Yeah,
it.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Now remember, you guys, we do drop our new episodes every Friday on all streaming platforms, and we're on YouTube on Sundays at Ideally No Pod. The YouTube video will be on my birthday, you guys. So like, subscribe, hit the bell button,
Share the shit.
hit that Cash app, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
And happy Pride Month.